I'm taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it round my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car, wherever I choose to go. It won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden.
Hello and welcome to episode number 6 of Mama's on the Move. I am Brandy Hunter-Lewis.
And I am Keisha Johnson.
And we'd like to welcome you back. And we're just going to jump right on in. Miss Keisha, can we start with how your week is going? Let's start with how your day is going.
The day is rough.
Okay.
The day is rough. I'm a little hungover. I realize I'm too old for certain things. I had an interesting week, though. That light is so bright. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
So we giving you permission today to keep the sunglasses
I'm
on.
not going to do it. I think the BC is going to kick in. I had taken a couple of things before I got here, but hopefully that BC powder kick in because I know this looks ridiculous. But right now, I'm sensitive to the light.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a hangover symptom?
I guess so because, yeah. Because, see, I have a pulsating like right
and
here.
you are hungover because?
I'm hungover because I went to and I started at lunch with my friend Meryl, our friend Meryl. And before we knew it, Miko got off the plane from Jamaica and she ended up joining us. And it was just, that's the longest lunch I've ever had. It's the longest lunch in history. Then when I left them, I had a little me time, so to speak, because, DJ at his uncle's house. But anyway, the week was amazing, though, because this week I celebrated 18 years in the business. And on the date of my anniversary of 18 years in real estate, I dropped my Keeping It Real Estate Academy.
I love that name. Just FYI.
Thank
I love
you.
that. That's so dope.
So,
Keeping It Real Estate.
Keeping It Real Estate Academy.
It so fits who you are.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, not just as it relates to real estate, but it's who you are at the core. You keep it real. And I think that's why, maybe I've been your friend for so long.
Is that why?
One of the reasons.
Oh, because, last week you was just telling everybody on the whole wide world that I was harsh. So I didn't know if our relationship was going to be able to withstand much more of my harshness.
But you know what I also said? We're works in progress. And, when we identify things that we may need to tweak a little bit, that's what good friends are for, to help you point out things that you. Yeah.
But I think everybody else kind of felt like I was the harsh one and you're nice and I wanted people to understand. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, I dropped that and it was my first course is for new agents. It's called the New Agent Boot Camp that I'm going to be doing on November 8th and it's online. But I have had such great response and I'm just super duper excited. And it's interesting how when you do something from an organic place, 2 years ago in October, I started dropping tips for new agents on my Instagram, as you know. And I remember you were like, you need to figure out a way to, expand this, da-da-da-da. And I just kept doing it. And I created a really strong new agent following. And so with that, like the first day I had 70 people that were like, buying in or whatever. Yeah. So it's been exciting. I'm looking forward to growing that. And, it was a good week though. It was a good week. And I've decided because as you know, and nobody else knows. I put a post up on Monday saying October is usually a month where I start my mourning. Oh, yeah. And mourning meaning, being sad. And it's interesting how deliberately I would just know about this time of year. I would just start getting sad. And I'm like, okay, I'm dedicated. I'm invested into this mourning. Yeah. And so I would start to shut down and basically to the new year. Some years I didn't even put up a Christmas tree, which was not fair to DJ. But this year I decided to honor and the reason October is significant for me because my husband died October 24th and my mom died November 1st. My husband October 24th, 08, my mom November 1st, 98. And so those times of loss are hard for me. And but this year I decided to honor them by doing a lot of the things that they told me that I could do. In terms of basically they both told me I could do anything I want to do. And so that's how I'm honoring them this year.
Oh, that's big, Keish.
So that's how my week was, girl. And DJ brought me home a real good old progress report last night, but we'll talk about that later. I ain't seen him yet either. He knew this. I'm going to my uncle's house after school. Yeah, I guess
I'm
so.
proud of him. They bring home the ones that are good. The ones that aren't good,
when I say
never
real
make it
good,
home.
I was being facetious. It ain't good.
Oh, it's not good. Oh, DJ, we're going to do better, though.
But go ahead. So how was your week, girl?
Well, my week was, I was on the struggle bus this week because, we're coming from Colorado this weekend. We spent 4 days there with the basketball, USA basketball. And when we get to the kids segment, I'll talk about that. But, and then just trying to recover, and it was a tough,
jet lag.
Yeah, jet lag. And it was a tough week. emotionally with a few of my clients. We just had some setbacks and had to work through those. And I'm like, that's the thing about real estate. Like, people don't understand. You deal with so many different, we manage so many different clients that have different, struggles or challenges or whatever. I mean, good and bad, and that come up during a transaction. But then you're also dealing with people that may be going through a divorce. So you're managing emotions. You're managing, and you take that on.
Right.
So it's like, oh my God, it'll kind of suck. It can suck the life out of you.
Oh, yeah.
Bit when you're dealing with so much of it at one time. So this week was a little challenge in that regard, but it ended up being good. It ended up turning out really good. Had some personal things that I was dealing with and had some breakthrough in some of those areas.
Awesome.
So it was good. It started out a little rough, but it turned out really good. So
that is so good. You look so pretty today. Where are you going? You going to a Christmas party?
I ain't going nowhere. I told you I threw this on.
Who throws this on?
Because it's some simple black pants, a little black top that I've had for like 4 years. I've had like 4 years. Now, these shoes I do love. I don't get an opportunity to wear them that often, but I was doing all black today, so I just threw them on.
They cute.
Thank you, girl. But I am going out tonight with my husband for the first time in like a long time. Everything we do is
around the churn,
wrapped around these kids. You know what I'm saying? So we just had an epiphany. Like, we got to start investing in us again.
Absolutely.
And outside of all these commitments we have with our kids. Because I'm like, once you make everything about the kids and work and everything else, and you lose what's most important, like.
Girl, I think that's why when I graduated high school, I remember like right after we graduated, like 3 of my good friends, well, I ain't gonna say good friends, that I knew, parents got divorced. And I was so shocked because I used to go to their house because I felt like, okay, they kind of like the Cosbys.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting after everything that's happened with old Bill. But anyway, but they got divorced. And so one time I remember asking my girlfriend, I said, I'm just so shocked that your parents are getting divorced. They've been married for so long. This and that. She said, girl, my dad had been living in the basement 3 years. Like, he was just waiting on her to graduate. And I think that's because, especially when your kids leave, and if you haven't really taken the time to invest in each other, like what you guys have made a decision to do, sometimes that's the only thing you had left in common. It's the kids.
Right.
So good for you guys.
Yeah. So that was good. And so outside of that was my week. I got through some hurdles and came out on the other side good. So we're good. We're
okay.
good.
Awesome sauce. Girl, what's next? You got to take the lead today.
We're gonna move right on in. And this topic I thought was just so appropriate for the week I've had, for the week Keisha's had. Wine and Wellbutrin. Or Wellbutrin and wine. I think I like it better that way.
Yeah,
and for those that don't know what Wellbutrin is, because I told you Keisha has these sayings that she will say, and it's taken me years to even come around that courage to ask her, like, what's that mean? What do that even mean? So she said, ain't nothing. Well, now please say the same, because I don't want to screw it up.
Well, because there are times you go through things in life, and I said sometimes ain't nothing better than a Wellbutrin on your tongue and a glass of wine.
Yeah, ain't nothing better than a Wellbutrin on your tongue and a glass of wine. And for years and years and years, I never knew what a Wellbutrin was, right? And she was saying so fast. I'm like, Wellbutrin. I'm like, okay, what the heck? So I just let it ride. But I finally asked her what it was, and she told me what it was. So for those that don't know, Wellbutrin is used to treat depression. It may also be used to prevent seasonal affective disorder, a type of depression that occurs each year at the same time. This medication can improve your mood and feelings of well-being. It may work by restoring the balance of certain natural substances. And I'm like, oh, that's good. We all need a daggone
I'm a
Wellbutrin.
fan. I wish I had taken Wellbutrin yesterday instead of drank tequila, but I didn't.
I digress.
I did not. So basically what we want to talk about is, we live in a society where everybody, and I'm specifically talking about women because I don't know what it's like to be a man, but I know they got their set of issues too. But they tell us we can have it all. You can bring home the bacon fried up in a pan. Remember that commercial a long time ago? Okay. So I think that commercial is what it started this mess about making women feel like they could be everything. Now, you may be on a different side because I know you do everything.
No, I do everything, but that, and we'll talk about that too.
So the question of the day is, can we as women really have it all?
Yeah.
Can we have it all? Can we be like, happily married, raise the kids, still look amazing, be super successful in our careers? Everything that they tell us we can have it all. Do you think we can have it all, B?
I think you can, but you have to recognize where balance is needed. You have to recognize where balance is needed. So like you just touched on, that I do I try to do it all. And I have been known in the history of my life to try to do it all. Like all my closest people, my parents, my mother, my husband, like they all tell me like, Brandy, you do too much. You just do too much. But I am conditioned. I don't know. I'm just conditioned to always be doing something. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, and as I became more aware, about just in general, as you evolve and you learn things about yourself, I discovered that my doing or over functioning is can also be a sign of something deeper, So I guess I say this: I do it all because I feel like I'm wired that way, but I also see how if I don't slow down, my husband told me this morning. He said, when you do and do and do, and he said he compared it to my car. He was like, you got a Range Rover with a great engine. And he said, if you put too many miles on it, I don't care how good that engine is, if you don't take the time to either just tune it up or even just put it away for a little bit, it's going to wear down. It's going to wear down.
Right. So
I'm good at kind of keeping it all together and making it appear like, oh, I'm doing everything. But I'm like, at some point, it's going to wear me down. So I'm starting to discover that about myself.
But the answer to the question, because you went around
I did fly around the damn airport, but I needed to because I had
what was the do you so you believe that we can have it all?
I do, but I mean you can, but you gotta find a balance. You can't do it to the point where you wear yourself down, where you deprive others of what they need because you're doing so much. So, and even depriving yourself. So I'm what I'm saying is you can, but you got to find a balance, which may mean that you can't do it all. What the hell I just say?
Because I'm like, you just said, okay. I'm like, I personally don't think you can have it all.
Okay.
I think that you can have a little bit of a lot, but not a lot of a lot. If that makes sense. See, I talk more where people can just get it. You know what I mean? I think you can have a little bit of a whole lot, but not everything of a lot, if that makes sense. So I feel like something is going to suffer. So if you're the woman in corporate America, which haven't been for me in a long time, but if you're in corporate America and you're at the top of your game, I feel like somewhere, somehow, there's going to be something lacking if everything at work is going well. It may be that your spouse, your partner is not getting everything. Your kids may not be fully engaged. That's why I'm all about help. I believe in nannies. I remember when Heather, my girlfriend, Heather, used to say, you got a nanny for that one baby. But you know what? At the end of the day, but at the end of the day, especially then, because it was just me, I needed the help. You know what I mean?
It took me a long time to understand that concept. I promise you. It took one of my girlfriends pointing that out to me because I just felt like I could do it all and I should do it all. Like after Bryce passed, like when I was caring for my sons and I would run their bath water, go cook dinner, come back, bathe them all. And then, because they were little at the time. And I remember my girlfriend, she came and stayed with me for a weekend, Michelle. And she said, Brandy, she said, you can let the boys run their bath water. And it was such like a wake up, like, really? Like I guess I could have let them do that, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it. And so that is, I'm telling you, like when I say we works in progress, Lord knows there are certain areas I struggle in, and that's one of them because I'm an over functioner. But
so you realized that being over functioning is also a sign, like you said, it's a sign of something. What do you think is a sign of? Because I know,
I'm still going to therapy for that.
They haven't given you the answers. They be trying to. Sometimes they be trying to make you stay in therapy too long. Because I remember when I was going, and I'm going back too, by the way. But anyway, she kept trying to control the conversations. I guess that's her job. I guess what I was paying for. But she wanted to talk about stuff I didn't want to talk about. I just wanted her to help me get through that grieving process of missing Daryl. She kept wanting to go to childhood issues. And I told her, that's not what I'm here for. So every Friday, I would end up leaving early because she would say, well, Keisha, this is where we need to be right now. And if, you have to respect, basically respect. I think she was trying to say respect the fact that I went to school for this.
She's a professional.
She's a professional.
Yes.
So I would leave like 20 minutes early every Friday. Because she would be like, we need to talk about some things in your childhood. And I was like, I'll see you next week. So every week I would just leave. And finally I said, this help for the one getting over because she getting the full, whatever Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia paying plus this copay I'm paying. And so when I did actually let her take the lead and start going where she needed me to go, it actually ended up being a breakthrough for me. But because a lot of stuff from my childhood does tie into how we handle things as an adult.
Yeah.
Woo, Lord have mercy, my head is throbbing.
I know, right? I know. We what we trying to get to is the whole, the whole balance thing, because it's perceived that you can have it all. The perception that society wants to put out there, that social media, like, is
especially in the world of living in Insta Life.
Oh man,
or Instagram. What do people call it?
will
Instagram?
definitely make you feel like,
Instagram will have you feeling like you ain't doing enough. Period.
Yeah.
Like, I mean. Yeah. That's why sometimes I had to just take a break. But then I know it be Insta lies too.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, especially children, they'll understand that. That's what I was going to say. They think they believe this stuff. They think this stuff is real.
Yeah.
Like, this is how people really live. Nobody really posts their low moments.
Yeah.
But the reason we call it Wellbutrin and Wine is because I think, especially in the African American community, is that we tend to frown on therapy. We tend to frown on needing a Wellbutrin. Personally, the way my head is pounding today, I wish I had taken a Wellbutrin yesterday to deal with the sadness that I was going through. But I chose tequila.
You covered it with
And so then here we go. Mm-hmm. But I just think that we have to be more open about it, because we have people that we look up to in our community that are saying, I can't take it no more.
Yeah.
And are making some decisions that, people who you think have it all. Kate Spade and the guy Anthony Bourdain. It's not a black thing. It's a thing. It's a world problem that we deal with mental health. And I'm so glad one of my girlfriends, Shanti Das, is Silence the Shame, is out on the road and flying everywhere talking about it. Her best friend and her father both took their lives. Yeah. And so I just think that we just have to, and that's why I told B, I said, we should just call it Wellbutrin and Wine, because I've done both. I'm not saying I ain't no doctor, so don't be out here taking Wellbutrin and popping it with wine. That's my life, okay? But I'm just saying, don't be trying to sue mamas on the moon, honey, because this is a labor of love. We ain't got nobody like that for this. So anyway, but I just think that's why we called it that, because it was really to a play on the fact that I think sometimes you need help beyond, and that it's okay.
Yeah, therapy is okay. I find myself, the wine is important. I have never had a Wellbutrin before, because I really didn't even know what it was. But I'm gonna tell you this, now I'm gonna have my occasional wine, because it's like it's needed. It's really needed. Now, over the years, I used to one bottle of wine.
Passionate about this. It's really
one
needed.
bottle of wine would last me. Oh my God, like a month.
I remember when I met you. It was,
yes, like I just had such a low tolerance. And my one little bottle of wine I drink on occasion would just take me exactly where I need to go and just get me through. But that has changed.
Yeah,
as life has become a little more challenging, and the demands of my life are more. I drink wine a lot more frequently these days. So, and hell, who knows? I may even need a Wellbutrin. I might need. Does that have to be prescribed? Or
yes, it has to be prescribed. Yeah, okay. It has to be prescribed. But
then too, I'm gonna say this. Like, I find myself like, you don't. And this is, I don't know if this is pride or I don't know what this is. Like, you don't need a pill. You can't just
like you didn't need a girdle. I'm just saying. I mean, here we go with it. No, I'm just saying, you kill me.
And maybe it's a personality
it's
thing.
Like you're freaking like Brandy Hunter Lewis, Florence Griffith Joyner, freaking Madam C.J. Walker, Harriet Tubman, all rolled into one. Why do you feel like you got to be so damn strong with everything? Take the Wellbutrin anime. I mean, like, seriously, because at the end of the day,
and wear the girdle. Take the Wellbutrin
and wear a girdle while you're taking the Wellbutrin.
Here's where breakthrough. Here's where progress is being made, because Keisha, I bought a girdle.
I was so proud of you. My baby bought her first girdle.
Yes, I bought my. Well, it wasn't a girdle.
You did the Spanx, because I told you. I said you didn't need a girdle, but the Spanx.
And I wore that for our Realtors Outlet, and it just, like you said, it just smoothed me out.
Just kind of smoothed you out.
It just smoothed you out. And girl, let me tell you, so I got my hair done that morning. Panay, I told her, I showed her my Spanx, and she was like, yeah. She said, "Welcome to womanhood."
Okay,
welcome to womanhood. That is okay. It is okay.
It's
because
okay.
Before I had this thing, like, because as I mentioned, I've always been an athlete, and I ain't no athlete no more. But,
I mean, like you went to the Olympics.
I'm saying, shut up. I'm saying that because I've been always conditioned to work out, and if I can't achieve the look I want, then no, it just means you need to get that back. You know what I'm saying? You need to work hard, go through the regiment that what it takes to get where you want to be, where you desire to be.
Right.
So in my mind, that's always where I've been conditioned in a way to think like that. So, which of course is something I'm working on. But the Wellbutrin, that's something else. That's something else where I've been like, girl, even after Bryce passed, I felt a certain kind of way, because they did suggest that I take something. And I fought it. I was like, I don't know about that. I did take Ambien to help me sleep because
I took Ambien.
I took Ambien, but I almost kind of refused to do anything outside.
Oh,
of
I
that.
can imagine. I mean, if you were like you are now, I can only imagine what you were like back then. I mean, you really wore your cape every day.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This turned into a damn therapy session. I did not plan on this to go like this. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I think that it is so weird because. It's so interesting, not weird, that we have such different personalities, but we're so close because I'm like, peel me up, peel me down, all around. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no shame in my game. Give me a pill to get up, give me a pill to go to sleep. So, I mean, at that time, that's what I mean, because it was Leslie, my sister-in-law. Les was the one who told me, my pharmacist was still my sister. She was, she's a doctor, and she was the one who kept saying, I just really think you need something that's going to help you. And I was like, I'm not taking no pills. I said, I basically felt like it was for white people. Yeah. Because at the time, I had never known black people to take nothing. My mama that I know of never took nothing.
It's really taboo for us. But even therapy was quote unquote
but
taboo.
That generational way of thinking is what has us think. Because we don't
high blood pressure,
diabetes,
all
that kind of stuff.
There's other stuff too. But I'm saying that can also play into that.
Absolutely, high blood pressure and diabetes. How we get on?
Yeah, no, I'm saying like the
generational way of thinking.
Diseases like that comes from stress too.
Right, absolutely. Trying to manage it all, trying to do it all, trying to look like whatever. But it was Les who first told me that, and I refused for about 2 years. And she told me one day, she said, "Well, I tell you what, Dad." And Les is so sweet, but she really got on me. She's like, because I literally just sleeping the days away, and so she was like, "How about I just come over there and give you an IV?" If you don't feel like you need to take something, so I said, I'll go ahead and just call me a prescription. She said, tell your doctor this is, this is what I recommend, see what her thoughts are. And so my therapist said, this is the same thing I've been talking to you about. And it took about 3 days. And I just felt like, wow. I felt like I came out of a cloud. I was like, I like this.
Wow.
Because I wanted to live. I wanted to get up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a chemical imbalance that creates depression.
Yeah.
It doesn't just come from anywhere.
Yeah.
So I guess whatever's in that little pill, honey, and from time to time, even now, like I said yesterday, I should have took a Wellbutrin and not drank tequila, but I believe in it. And I think that we as a people, so whether we can have it all, I don't think so. Not at a high level, everything. I feel like there's something that's going to be slipping somewhere.
Oh, I agree.
That's just me. And so it's just like I see a lot of, parents that we give our kids so much more than, I think every generation does more for the kids because there are more opportunities. Yeah. So we find ourselves, I know I've done more for DJ than my mama ever was able to do for me. Yeah. But we start to think that the material things that we give our kids fills them up, and it doesn't.
No.
Because how can you explain a kid who's living in a gated $600,000 house in Johns Creek want to be a Blood or a Crip?
Yeah.
Because that's where he feels love.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's deep.
So
I think even as parents, we have to step back and recognize like all the doing and going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because Keisha, we do a lot, we go a lot, and we're nurturing them in areas like, our kids are gifted athletically, so we're nurturing that. We spend a lot of time doing that. But what are we doing outside of that?
Girl,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what's keeping their attention outside of? Because they don't have a whole lot of time outside of that.
They don't, but they got enough. All it takes is this much when you're a teenager. That's just, you just need this much.
So the balance needs to be on that there too.
Excuse me.
The balance needs to be there too. So, like you said, but outside of our commitments with our kids, we got a lot of stuff going on. Like even just with us taking on this podcast, our labor of love.
Absolutely.
That's still something else,
right?
What Realtors Outlet, that's something else.
Yep. Now I got this school, that's something else.
Yeah.
So in addition to our clients, and so yes, and I realized that when I went into DJ's room about 3 weeks ago. Like every day we come home from all the stuff that we have to do, he goes to his room and I go to my room after we eat or whatever. And I said, I feel like I'm visiting my son because it's like we come home and we do like this. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I know you're a teenager, but I need to come up in here and see what's going on.
We got to be engaged.
We got to be engaged. You know what I mean? I'm like, you just going to have to, he was like, well, we talk in the car. We do talk in the car, but it's not like, first of all, I'm driving or he's driving.
And then that's short-lived too, because he's about to be driving.
I know.
Because now that Chase and Dylan are driving, I don't get to have those conversations with them in the car anymore.
Right.
So even that's more limited. So it's almost like you got to force.
Yep. We got to
have dinner together. We got to figure out the time where we can engage more and be, so I can see where your head is at. Right. Like that. That got to be just as important.
Too. Right. I agree. So we have to make a concerted effort to actually carve that time time out. But yeah, so that's my answer. Nope, you can't have it all of everything, but you can have a little of a lot. That's the way I look at it.
And my answer is, I think you can, but you just got to find a balance. You got to find a balance, and having it all incorporates balance. You know, so it's like if you don't have, if you're doing A, B, C, and D, like we're doing work and podcasts and, you know, husbands or significant others and kids, if you're doing all that, but you're not creating or carving out time for yourself to nurture your whatever it is that your spirit needs, that you just need personally. Like if you're not doing that, something is going to suffer.
Right. And that's that on that.
That's that on that. That's that on that. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to roll right into what our kids did this week. And see, DJ, you know what, DJ? How you going? Your mama just sent me off saying that you had a good progress report, but you didn't. So what had happened?
Girl, so, you know, I thank God this school emails and lets us know. So I told him on Friday when I dropped him off, I said, I want you to send me a screenshot of that progress report. Mm-hmm. So when he got out of school, I was like, what you doing? Oh, I'm Uncle George. I said, well, send me a screenshot of the progress report. Before he said, well, let me explain. So I already knew right there. I was like, he said, well, I already did. No, first he said, I already told you what I have. He had this way that he feel like we homies or something. Mm-hmm. So I had to pull him up. I said, who the F do you think you're talking to? Mm-hmm. Well, I just told you yesterday. So he's failing Spanish, 64, a real good old 64.
Well, we know. Well,
yeah,
he
and
kind of prepped
now
you for that.
Yeah, he prepped me for that. But what he didn't prep me for was history and English. He's got a 79 and a 78. So that's 2 C's and an F. And then he gonna talk about, but I got an A and PE. So that's made me snap. I told him, don't you ever tell me again that you got an A and PE. As long as you got breath in your body, and I do too. That pisses me off because you try to make like that something. He talking about, well, everybody don't. Mofo, you are an athlete. I don't expect nothing that less than an A for you in PE. Don't tell me that again is what I told him.
And tell him, we talking about core classes.
Right.
Don't even bring up no other than core. Because that's what's going to get you the scholarship.
And I told him, he's like, I need a tutor for Spanish. I said, DJ, shut up. Because at the end of the day, you're not doing enough. A 64 is just showing up.
Yeah.
That's F is for no effort.
Yeah.
And so I was highly disappointed, and I still haven't physically seen him yet. And it probably was best for both of us. I'll see him later today. But he's such a character. I feel like he doesn't really. He thinks he's going to the major league. So his attitude is not always what it needs to be about his academics, in my opinion. And he around that charming, he's charming.
Yeah.
He's charming. And even
Chase
when I
went through that his junior year too.
And so his position, so he had the audacity to tell me that I'm always focused on the middle and he focused on the end. He got 12 weeks left in this semester. And he said, and I promise you, by then, it took all I had.
He worked better under pressure. Has he used that one? Because people told me that too. I work. But look, you know what, DJ, I'm gonna ride with you. Okay, if that's what you telling me, if that is what you are making a promise to me, that mama, it may look a little rough right now, but trust me, I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna end up with, what is he saying? He gonna end up with?
Well, he thinks he's gonna be able to get all A's.
Ooh, DJ.
I know. That's why I said that money that he and I and everybody said they gonna get if he get all A's. It's very safe.
I don't know.
It's Fort Knox safe.
I don't know. But see, that's why I had to help Chase understand, because he did the exact same thing. I'm like, what is this? Like, how don't you get, like, when you dig yourself in a hole like that, you are just making it so extremely difficult to get what you want, to achieve your desired result, which is getting good grades.
Right.
Like, why not just start off where you...
That's what I always say.
Get it. But no, he did that his whole entire junior year, and it pissed me off so bad. He kind of gets it now. It's clicked now, because he's doing really good his senior year. He's so finishing strong. But girl, I'm telling you, no, sophomore and junior year, I dealt with that.
I don't know that. And see, DJ, he's a Scorpio, which you are too. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe
he has a strong personality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he's loyal. He's passionate, and all those qualities are going to help him to be successful in life.
I think he's going to be successful in life, but right now I just want him to get his grades up. Like, I'm like, dude, you done went from private to public. You're supposed to be over there killing it. Make me feel some type of way either about you or the private school I sent you to. I don't know. But the curriculum is not supposed to be as difficult. I think he's skating. Like, he's showing up making the grades he's making. He's not doing anything extra. Like, if he was to really apply himself, I think he could be a straight A student, except for the fact I haven't found a Spanish teacher that look like J-Lo.
Well, maybe he should work on that. Find him a really good looking tutor, Latina, who can speak Spanish. And
the boy got more excuses than the law.
He's crying out, Keisha. He's crying out. Go help him out. girl.
So that's what I'm dealing with my son, honey. Ish, my kid did this week. That doggone progress report just had me so upset. But I'm just gonna. I just.
Well, DJ, we are believing in you that you are gonna turn this around. Okay, so we done spoke this out to the entire universe that if that's what you're saying, that your mama, I'm just hanging there with me. I'm struggling now, but I'm gonna turn this around. We are going to hold you to that.
Right.
Okay. All
right.
your aunties and Insta aunties and everybody else in podcast world. That's what we holding you to.
We holding you to that. Now, what's going on with your boys?
Girl, they're good. They're good. They're good. We're, like I told you, coming off of a weekend where Dylan was invited. My youngest son was invited to the USA basketball mini camp.
Amazing.
And it's such a great opportunity. He was one of 25 people in his class and in the entire country who was invited to this camp.
That is amazing.
So he has an opportunity to be selected to play on the USA basketball team for the 16 and under. They have 16 and under, 17 and under, and then I think 19 and under.
You mean USA the Olympics?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So the mini camp is like a prerequisite. You come to the camp. He performed really well.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that on your Insta
yeah,
story. You
girl,
said that.
I'm looking at this little boy and I'm like, this is my baby boy.
I know.
You know, like he's always been the one to, like look up to his little brothers and just be the tag along. And he never really had his own identity. He was always
right. Of course, he the baby
brother.
chasing Jay little brother.
Jay little brother.
Yeah.
And now he deal. He's Dylan.
I'm so
he's doing
proud
his
of
own
him.
thing.
I'm so proud of Dylan. And I'm gonna tell you, this is a PSA. See what you got sitting right here. Y'all want some DNA? You want that good, strong athlete? You can't make a stallion with a pony, okay? You got to get you with some You know what I mean? So just FYI, I know y'all be like them little petite girls and them little, you know what I'm saying? You can't make a stallion with a pony. That's my tip for the week, okay? I'm just telling you that, okay?
Oh, you big girls.
Okay,
big girls. Hey, this is what we do.
This is what we do. You got to birth. That's how you birth that. Y'all want them little old, look it up to you and all that kind of stuff. You might need to find you a woman you look up to.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Because we always have a complex as bigger women, taller women. Growing up, it wasn't cute to be the standout.
And we had the
ostrich.
same nickname. Big Bird was my nickname too.
Girl, when I tell you, Jennifer Say, I'm gonna put her out there. That was her name, Jennifer Say. Back in Gary, Indiana, in the 7th grade, and I'm coming down the hall, and she looked up, she said, "Oh, look at Big Bird, bok, bok." And do you know I want to get a running start and drop kick her in the damn neck. I swear to God, it took everything in me not to want to tackle that girl because that was years that you endure. Because you don't just become the tallest person. You like always the tallest person.
I did it over the summer. Like I literally came back to 8th grade and was taller than everybody. And it is, and it's difficult. It's not easy growing up being bullied. Maybe that's why I became so quick on my feet because I had to always be.
Wait, you chose you used different words. I thought you was about to say something. I thought you was about to say
why
maybe
I became my bully. Wait. Because I was bullied, so I became the bully.
You was real quick on your feet. You switched that up.
I was getting ready to say that. Maybe, but I don't really feel like I'm a bully. I know there are those who have disagreed with me. And I don't give a damn.
But you know what?
I'm not a bully.
Well, but here's what my mama said. Because when we put that podcast out there last week, there were a lot of opinions on that. People came out and said, like I'm the harsh friend.
Yeah, because I said tag your harsh friend.
Yeah. So people were saying that we're the harsh friend, and then I had somebody else who made a comment like,
blunt.
Yeah, blunt equals
blunt plus
single.
harsh equals single.
Yeah, blunt plus harsh equals single.
Right.
And I'm like, what do you mean by that? Mm-hmm. So I had him expound on that, and he said, well, some women think that they can say anything, and
he
it's
said
rude.
black women.
Yeah, black women. And he said it could come across as being rude. And he said that's how you stay single. Mm-hmm. Child, I ain't had time to respond to him, but I had a lot going on. But I don't know that that's always the case. Like, I think there's this stigma with black women.
Yeah.
If we speak our mind, if we say, how we feel, then that's rude. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be rude.
I feel like, and I saw his comment on your page, and I said today what I did have time that day, but it might have went to far left.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, and maybe that is the way it's perceived, but I haven't had no problem.
Yeah, menopause.
I mean, in terms
you
of
had a husband, and
exactly,
and you had another husband by 2020.
2020, summer 2020. But I just I have no problem submitting. Trust and believe. When people say I don't, that's why I hate that commercial. I can bring home the bacon, fire up in the pan. I don't want to.
Wait, time out. You said that too fast. Say that again.
I said that's why I hate that commercial that came out to say I can bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want someone to share my life with, and I have no problem submitting to a man who is a real man.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. Because really, that's the only kind of man I would be attracted to.
Yeah.
If a man gonna let me run amok, I don't want him.
Yeah. That's gonna be tough.
Now that's that on that.
That's that on that. Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So
okay, well that's good. Our kids are well. Our kids are well. Mm-hmm. We gonna keep it moving. In we're gonna move right into. Do we need to talk about DMs this week? Did you have anything interesting?
You know what I found interesting this week in my DMs? Folks telling me how much I inspire them. Does it make you uncomfortable?
I don't know that it makes me uncomfortable. I mean, because I get that a lot too. You know, why does it make you uncomfortable?
Because I'm basically hanging on by the, chin of my chin, on my chin.
But you created a platform that's the whole part of the keeping it real thing that I think people gravitate to, because you ain't saying that I got it all together,
No.
And I'm like, okay, and people can resonate with that. People connect with that because none of us have it all together, so the fact that we have exposed ourselves in a way where we share this side of us that, we don't necessarily get to.
Right.
I think it's a realness and an authenticness that people can identify with.
Authenticness is not a word, right?
Let me Google it. Authenticness?
It's not.
Authenticity?
You got about 17 degrees between them four out there, and you.
Well, it sounded good.
Authenticness?
Yeah. Didn't it sound good?
Okay.
We're going to keep it moving.
Okay.
So okay, we inspired, which is great, but I do want to shout out our Mama on the Move this week.
Let's do it.
Yeah, which is incredible because we love acknowledging women for being bad. I don't want to use the curse word. We said we weren't going to do that. But being badasses. I'm sorry. Because we do. We all out here just struggling, trying to make it. Just trying to keep it all together. And it's good to recognize other women who are doing that. So our Mama on the Move this week was nominated by our dear friend, Meryl Johnson. And her name is Tammy. And I'm just going to read her bio. Tammy Kincaid is a 2-time cancer survivor, widow, mother of 2 boys, co-author, and speaker. From a young age, Tammy has always had the gift of talking and motivating others. Through her experience as a lymphoma 2004 and breast cancer 2006 survivor, she is even more of a passion when she unfortunately became a widow in December 2016 at the age of 38 after her husband passed away from his second battle with colon cancer. Increasing awareness and early detection about cancer as a whole has motivated her to speak at several cancer, including breast cancer awareness events for her sororities, undergraduate and graduate chapters, the City of Atlanta's Breast Cancer Awareness Luncheon, Sisters by Choice kickoff for their annual Pink Ribbon Breast Cancer Walk, and Life in Pink Stilettos Breast Cancer Luncheon. She has also been featured in the Marietta Daily Journal and has participated in several cancer and breast cancer walks and races in the Atlanta area. She had her first speaking engagement as a widow in December 2017. From these life experiences, she has been able to help others cope with going through cancer and the loss of a loved one. She has started to share some of these experiences on a broader platform as one of the many co-authors in Open Your Gifts Volume 2. Tammy's passion is to help others who are facing cancer or have loved ones who are also going through a life-changing illness. Her mission is to help others see that they too can survive life's challenges, including cancer and the death of a spouse or loved one. Wow, Tammy.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I tell you, I don't know anyone who hasn't endured, hasn't had to endure or been touched by someone
who passed from cancer.
Who passed from cancer.
Yeah.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
So that is for her to have survived it twice and then to lose your husband to cancer.
At 38. I was 38 too when I became a widow. So, and you have different things. I'm so glad there's so many more organizations for younger widows.
Yeah.
Because what you have left to deal with if you're 70 and what you have to deal with when you're 35 or 40 when you're still raising kids, it's different. But yeah, Tammy, you are definitely our Mama on the Move of the week. We appreciate Meryl nominating you, and I know you're out there and you will continue to inspire and motivate other women, because that's what this platform is all about. That's what it was born from. It was born from our struggle and our journeys, and that's why we want to always, every week. So you guys, please continue to email us at, I don't remember.
We are mamasonthemove@gmail.com. Again, that's we are mamasonthemove@gmail.com.
And until next time,
keep moving, mamas.